here because we're not in copyright free area. And put my volume in the back down a little bit. There we go. And now I can go over to Facebook where I can get my images from. Today I don't have to be on site, which I want to get more work done, but I got stuff I got to do here too on top of that. It's 9:30 already. Gee whiz, time goes fast. All right, so basically, I've been telling people to ask questions before they buy screen paint products right from the door. You know what I mean? And even with projectors too. There's knockoff. Matter of fact, don't even go near the knockoff projector. Don't even bother. You don't have to ask the questions. You're just gonna go near them. The knockoff projectors are horrible. But anyway, screen paint products, yeah, you need to ask these questions. You know, it's very important that the product shows that it has been tested before it was shipped out. And you need to see those time stamps on there showing that the product was fully tested. So that way you don't run the risk of basically having anything that may pop up, any errors, any problems. And then the person on the other end, why they should be doing the test is because, again, how are you going to troubleshoot a problem if you haven't run tests on the product? You don't know what kind of problems you're going to run into because you haven't did tests. Another thing too I speak about strongly is basically making sure that the product doesn't match house paint, because again, this rips off the consumer. It rips off anybody, because again, if you got a product that's matching house paint, a consumer could have went out and did it themselves without basically it costing them a ton of money. So that's something else that needs to be done. Also too, we have a lot of white screens out there, so it's good that the person who's making these products can show. Let me see, where was this at? Oh, this had to be someplace else because it wasn't there. This person has to be able to show. Oh, this is on site. CINEMAX, so we can put it in here. This is in this folder here. So I'm gonna go to this one, open it up, go to this one. Sorry about that. I'm putting my folders in real quick. Well, it can't be this one. That's something else. Oh, these are on site. Alright. That's not on site. This is on site. Alright, and I have a new folder in here for on site. Alright, so like I said, the customer should be able to ask these questions. And if you're a customer and you're buying screen paint for the first time, you need to ask these questions. You need to make sure the products are tested, and all test demonstrations must be time-stamped before the item was sold. You also must ask, is there a difference between your white screen and their product? Because again, if it's not showing much of a difference, there was no point in you painting it to begin with. You wasted time and you wasted money. So that's a waste of time and money right there. Also too, again, let's say about the house paint. Yeah, you have to do that. It has to be done. You know what I mean? All tests, make sure it's not matching house paint. And number one thing is basically you want to see a difference between that and your white screen. If it's not much of a difference, then why paint it? You sit there and paint your entire screen for nothing. And it wastes money on top of that. You want to see a massive difference between night and day, especially when it comes to white screen. That's something you need to see right from there. Now whether it works on ultra short throw, that's the problem on their behalf. Because again, I said you have to run everything on ultra short throw. Literally everything we work with has to run off an ultra short throw projector. So whatever environment they stick us in, chances are we're probably going to be in an environment that doesn't have enough room, and ultra short throws could be required in that environment. And if your product doesn't work on it, then you're going to have problems. Applications to take forever to paint a screen, well, that's up to the customer. Some customers don't mind it, and some customers don't want to be bothered with anything that's going to take a lot of complicated instructions to do. Pretty much a bit of a headache there. But the three things you do need to ask, when you're buying screen paint products, is to make sure it's not matching any house paint. 1 second. Series edition. Oh yeah, yeah, it's dedicated. Black CINEMAX, that's what it is. I get people who get upset with me because I make those statements. And it's interesting because, you know, they labeled us as the scammers. They labeled us as the thieves, the robbers, but we're the main ones telling people what they should be looking for, and they're the ones getting upset about it. What I find also too interesting, it was brought up quite a few times in a couple of forum sites we're in, all those demonstrations talking about how the ISO or whatever it was we're using on cameras to brighten the image, and how we're doing this and doing that, and how we were going in and changing the projector settings. Look, I'm going to explain something to you. I got everything from 5,000, I even got a 6,000 lumen projector in here, 6,500 lumen projector in here. No matter what projector we use, no matter what settings we put it on, gray, white, and silver screens don't pull up on these projectors. They don't work at all, period. They do not pull up. The P2, man, that thing is not supposed to look that way. P2 is the image is so washed out, it's not even funny how badly that image is washed out. So it doesn't make a difference what projector you choose. It's not going to pull up on a gray, white, and even silver screen. It's not going to show correctly. It doesn't make a difference what projectors we use. But all that other nonsense about saying that we're using this and using that, well, kind of a different story. This is demonstrations from an on-site, which means we're at a site doing a project for the organization, and we're actually turning their old picture frames into black projection screens. That's what we're doing. So they want an art gallery. It's an African-American museum. That's what they're putting in. And they want to be to tell the history of those particular individuals that they're going to be talking about and basically showcasing in this environment. So instead of us, we painted one wall, but they thought it'd be nice if we had picture frames throughout the entire area, which is much easier for me just to go in and just do the picture frame, which is much easier. So there's they had these old picture frames in the basement. So they bought them up. It does take some work because I do have to remove the glass from out of there because we're not painting over the glass. Remove the glass out and take apart the entire frame, paint the surface, dry it, put everything back together again. So it is some work. It is a process. But again, I'm happy to do it. So through this organization, we were blessed to get a contract agreement, which we agreed everything that's going on here. They agreed everything they're doing for us, and they're going to get us backers. They're going to get us a grant, which we need for our company, which will be quite nice, and also to some other things that'll help our company out. And we're going to be doing some more projects for them because I love working with them. I love working with these people so much. But you know, if our products we're doing as these individuals that claim coming up too dark, we're using special settings in the camera, we're doing all this stuff, and guess what? It wouldn't have worked here at all, period. How in the world would I be able to fake a demonstration in front of a bunch of people that are walking in and out of this area and seeing that projector set up? How is that possible? I can't. It's impossible. That means the screen has to work. As I said before on camera, before I started the job here, I said, if my products did exactly as the naysayers claim to be, then it's not going to work here. It's not going to pull up. How am I going to be able to control the minds of all the people walking in and out of this building? How would that even work? They see this every day. When I hang these up, they'll be walking through all day long watching this. So how do I fake this? I don't, because it's real. That means it comes down to the point that those individuals who did these fake demonstrations against our products, claiming that our products were doing all this stuff, at the end of the day, wasn't doing any of it at all. And this is where the civil lawsuit comes in at the end of the year. They're right there. We got tons of witnesses that are looking at that technology and can vouch 100% that it works. So now the lawsuit has jumped by a lot, because now the organization here is going to vouch in court that they have it installed in their facility and it works perfectly fine. They saw the demonstrations, they shook their heads, and they were basically disgusted by how people can sink so low to try to destroy somebody's work. And now the lawsuit is going to jump even higher. We want more than the 1 million. I want a lot more than that. Even though we know the individuals don't have the ability to be able to pay for this, we want to, you're going to get buried in debt. That's what's going to happen. You know, this is why you don't go out and do fake demonstrations on people's products. This is why you don't go out and spread false rumors about people at the end of the day. This is why you don't do that kind of stuff. Because it's going to catch up to you. That's what's going to happen. Now, let's get back to our customers here. Now, for the customers, as I said before, questions you want to ask is you do want to make sure that the product, I hope I didn't go over this twice. You do want to make sure, I got this one already, right? The flowers, yeah. You do want to make sure that you ask 3 questions from anyone you're buying screen paint from, including us. If they don't want to answer this question, hang up the phone and move on. Number 1, you want to make sure that product is not matching any house paint. You want to see these test demonstrations against great products, us on black products. You want to see everything. Number 2, make sure the product is tested. You want to see all time-stamped videos, which means I don't want to see a video made right now. I want to see timestamps showing before the product was sold. I need to see if this product was properly tested. Look, the reason why this is important because we had a fellow, we're not going to mention the name of the guy because like I said, we don't associate him because he's around bad things. But there was a fellow who went in with a projector at 3,500 lumens, 4K, and this screen completely washed out. It was gone. It wasn't even there. He didn't even have that much light in the environment. Imagine if he was working where I'm working at right now. That screen would have been gone. It wouldn't even have been there. It would have been far worse. So that product was never tested. And the person who basically opened up the curtains had I guess he felt that it was going to work, and it didn't work. The screen completely washed out. Now, here's a reason why products have to be tested. Because again, if the person doesn't know exactly what's going to happen to the product because they didn't do any test it, you can't troubleshoot it because you don't know anything about it because you didn't do any tests. And I don't know how in the world they're designing a specification sheet or any kind of proper specification sheet if you haven't done any tests on the product. I don't know how that's possible. We have some other ones in here we did. We got up in here. I thought I uploaded some more yesterday, today. Let me see. So that's very important. I'm gonna put expand our whatchamacallit, our player in the front and add more pictures to it. Let me see. And we have to change. Well, it is part of the collection. It is part of the collection. Am I even in that section for that part of the collection? Let me see. And that we did design the section for CINEMAX. Let me see. Yeah, people get really upset and bothered and upset when we say this, but again, it needs to be done. If you do not have tests under your products, you should not be selling these products because they're not tested. It's very important that these products be tested. I don't see what would be the problem. Why not? Let me see. Where is that? Oh, we have to add videos in here too. Oh, we did put the videos in. Oh, I did put the videos in. We got a couple more we can put in there too. Now, I will be educating people offline also too, that when they go on the shop, what they should be asking for. The only people who get bothered and upset by this are people who don't do their tests. The only people who get upset. Perfect way to put it. We all been down this road before. You're going to school and you have a big test coming up and you're supposed to study for this test. So that way you can basically pass. And some people did not study the test. They didn't do the test. They didn't study at all. And other people did study. The next day you come into school and you find out that your teacher is sick. So you got a substitute, and the substitute doesn't know about the test. And so that person in the front tells them, hey, we have a test today. Oh, you do? Now the only people that are going to be bothered by that and upset with that person are the people who didn't do the test, the people who didn't study. They're going to be upset. The people who did study, they're going to be happy about it. Why would they be bothered? They studied. They did the time, the research. They put the work in. They know they're going to pass. But those who didn't study, you're going to be upset. And you're going to be even angry at the person at the front who aware the teacher that there was a test that needed to be done. So I'm that person at the front of the class. And the customers are basically the teachers. And I'm telling them at the end of the day that, hey, look, there's a test that should have been done. And they're going to question you about it. And that's what you don't like. And you're the one sitting in the back of the class. The juveniles, delinquents, really can't say that truthfully because I have some real smart people. They're literally in the back of the class with me. They're really intelligent, but can't really say it. I'll take that one back. But anyway, yeah, that's what you're upset about. That's what bothers you. You don't want people asking these questions. They don't want you to be armed with that kind of information because, again, that means now they have to work. They're going to have to put the time in and they're going to have to work. And they don't want to do that. They want to continue to ride the gravy train. Well, I'm here to derail your gravy train at all costs. And not only will I be educating customers online, but I'll be educating them offline on 3 things they need to ask for before you buy any screen paint product. Everything you have before you in your home theater has been tested. It's going through some kind of test facility. It has been tested. So your screen paint doesn't have to be tested. Of course it should be tested. And that's what we're going to push on that campaign. And if people, and the ones that are getting upset, the ones that are getting angry, the ones that are lashing back at us, there you go. You just found out who they are. They just outed themselves. So we watch one person just go off and just spaz out like crazy. Yeah, when you see them get upset by that, by what we just said, that tells you right there, they're not prepared for the test. That's why. That's why they're upset. We got to change the name of this because now we changed it to something else. That's all. So what's, in my opinion, what's wrong with me saying this? That every product should be tested. And then for them to sit there and say, oh, but your demonstrations, your products are your tests are fake. Well, if they're fake, and I'm a phony at the end of the day, you wouldn't mind going in and completing all those tests yourself on live, would you? And we get the same thing back. Well, nobody got the time and we're not going to entertain. Yeah, I thought so. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Look, gentlemen, whether you be males or females out here making this stuff, you're going to have to back yourself up. For the amount of money our company is going to be making off these different on-site business contracts and what we're going to be working on, I am going to see what it takes to how much money it's going to push in to get some kind of regulation, law, something that they can basically put in place to protect the consumer so he or she doesn't get ripped off at the end of the day. I don't know who I got to talk to, who I got to connect with, but I'm going to figure out how to do it. And I'm going to make sure that from now on, you have to have products that have to be officially tested so they can get a seal of approval. That's what I want, 100%. Because this cuts down all the dumb nonsense. It's too much. It's just too much going on. You have the philosopher. We call him the philosopher. Gee whiz Louise. I mean, good gracious. I mean, they just say anything they freaking want on camera. Don't back it up. Put anything in their specification sheet. Don't make a difference. I have never heard, and mind you, I've been around a lot longer than this fellow. I've never heard of a gain range. Never heard of that. What the heck is that? So you can accomplish 2 ranges of gain depending on you paint the screen with the same screen paint, mind you. It'd be different if it was another paint. All right, that's interesting, okay? But you're talking about the same paint produces 2 different gains depending on how you paint the surface. This is why we need to have things in regulation. We have to have this because it's gonna get worse than this. I told you already. when I saw the fake projectors popping up, and I warned you, I said, look, it's only a matter of time before these things start coming up with their own projection screens. Because people are buying them, and they're finding out they don't work on the gray. They work on the gray screens, they work on the white screens, but what problems do you have on gray and white screens? They don't produce contrast, they don't see color, you're stuck in dark environments. So how do you have a projector with all these insane requirements, and yet it doesn't pull? Due to the fact that the reason why, because half the specifications on the projector are fake, and the screen that is used to begin with, it can't see any of that to begin with. The Valve projector is a perfect example of a piece of a crap. It is, it's crap. People sit there and get mad, upset. No, your projector system is crap. Your screen at Valve is a screen that costs $700 for a 100 inch. $1,000 for a screen size of 120 inch. And that thing matched a $69 eBay motorized screen, not including the gray wall behind it. From a YouTuber who was showing off the projector, we looked at it and was like, you gotta be kidding me. Who's buying this? Apparently a lot of people bought it, but yeah, they found out the hard way. And these are the same individuals that'll contact me and go, hey, look, I want to be able to take a projector that costs what you paid for at $60 and get that thing that won't work. It's not going to happen. That projector won't function on itself. That's a lot of money to pay for a machine. And it makes it even worse. They gave it a 3,000 to 1 contrast. That is extremely poor. For this decade in time, ultra short throw, 3,000? Are you kidding me? You got basically SVGA projectors by ViewSonic that are 10,000 to 1, 20,000 to 1 contrast. And this thing only has 3,000 to 1? My 720p NEC is 4,000, and that's an old projector. That's really low. And then you're taking the 3,000 to 1 and you're sticking it on a screen that's light gray. Oh, the contrast is going to be really weak. Yep. See, that's what I'm talking about. And then they went out they went out and they told everybody the projector was 6,000 lumens. Until Epson said, nope, not today, buddy. You're not passing on that nonsense. We know that's not 6,000 lumens. You can look at it and tell it's not 6,000. And they called their bluff. Took them to court and they sued me. Look it up. Epson sued Valve for, I don't know how much money they sued them for, but they did get sued and they won in court. And Valve had to go out and basically tell the real specifications of what the product was. The nightmare behind that right there is the fact that it went through some kind of testing, and some kind of testing, they chalked it up, they fluffed it. They had to fluff it up. Something went wrong. Somebody turned a blind eye to another direction. But again, I'm glad Epson stepped up, thank you Epson, and got that nonsense corrected. It's 1,800 lumens on that projector. Yeah, this is the reason why these regulations need to be put in place. And here we are, told you that these fake projectors are going to come up with their own screens. And here we are, da-da-da-da. More. These projectors popping up. iWall, I think that's one of them. It's a JM Go, the other one, popping up with these, their own screens. And people are spending all this money to turn around and get ripped off. Well, that's what it's coming down to. Now you got these people that are making screen paint products that are putting all kinds of nonsense in their specification sheets. I can back up every single thing I have in my specification sheet because my specification sheets are designed around tests. And these are tests that we actually show up on our products. I can literally take any product and go into YouTube and type in test and it'll pull up. Now, for those that sit there and say, oh, no. I spent 3 hours on each page. I went through every single product, and every single product came up with no tests, nothing, not a thing, zilch, nada, nothing. So, no, there is no test. Right now, if I pull a black CINEMAX right now, my tests pop up, which I gotta post here anyway. Let me see. So yeah, customers need to ask those questions. And if they don't want to answer the questions, if they want to beat around the bush, then go someplace else. Because they don't want you to say anything. They want you to come on air Ask about the screen size, ask about the paint, you know what I mean? Will it do this? Well, that's basically about it. And they can lie to you the entire time on that. Oh, we got that commercial spray coming out. We got to start working on it too. That's in 2024. Crystal Edge has a commercial spray on coming out for companies. Because since now we are dealing with a lot of companies, we will be dealing with a lot of companies. We need to have that. That comes in 5 gallons and 10s. Gallons, 5s, and 10s. Because that one's changed over. All right. And this one is going to be a collection right here. We're going to make a collection out of the dedicated black CINEMAX. It's definitely going to be a collection with that. This has got to be the slate. Dedicated black CINEMAX. That's it right there. The video players are ready to go. We got tons of videos for that one and slideshows. Oh, we got this. Oh yeah, I forgot to put this in here. Okay, let's load it up. We did a ton of pictures on this baby. We got on-site pictures, everything on this thing. Let me see what's on here. Got images from here. Take all of these. And we took tons of pictures on this one. Now, when you go to the site and you go check out the pictures, we got pictures on the difference between our product versus white screens. We have that in there. Oh yeah, we got to load the ones on our products versus black paint. We definitely got to load those in there. I want to do more black versus black. That's so much fun. You have no idea how much fun doing black on black. Sorry. So much freaking fun. Because it's just crazy when you can throw anything up there that's not matching your screen. It's exciting. But some people are terrified of those tests. Now, on their end, it'd be gray versus gray, which means they have to take all kinds of gray house paint products and put it against their screen. They're not doing that. They're terrified to do that. It's interesting. The one thing that we love to do that they're terrified to do. I was having a ball with that. We have black paint actually over on the whatchamacallit on the site. Yeah, they're terrified to do those tests. Their screen will match. You got to do it live too on top of that. That's got to be frightening as on the what for some people. But me on the other hand, I love this. I'm literally going to go to Home Depot and try to buy all black. Oh, I forget the samples. I can get all their black samples. Ooh, that'd be quite a nice record to have. Knock out every single black sample from every freaking paint store. That'd be quite an achievement, wouldn't it? Oh, challenge accepted. See, y'all can't do that live. I can do that live because I know my product is tested. So I know what it's capable of doing. I know it's going to have the ability to knock them out with no problem. You have to have that kind of confidence in your product. If you're afraid to do that, if you're deleting and hiding videos where you're matching these products, then yeah, people are not going to touch you. I don't need y'all to give me challenges. I give my own self challenges at the end of the day. I'm definitely doing that one. Amazon, I'm still trying to find that, Sherwin-Williams has a black paint. I definitely want to knock that one out. And they got one over at, I can't find it, but I'm going to keep checking back. Amazon got a slip silver, but it's a micro blend that's black. I definitely want to do that one so badly, but they don't have it in stock. So I got to figure out if I can contact the company itself because they use Amazon as a hub to sell through. But no, it's made by Amazon. What the freak? Man, we're going to get our hands on that. I need that. I need that test. That'd be interesting. Man, see, I said I get a kick out of that. The stuff, the tests and crazy stuff that we do that we get a kick out of, everybody fears. Have you ever seen anybody build a ledge on the side of their house, take a 1,000-lumen projector, and watch that sucker get drenched in sunlight, push an image about 4 feet from the ledge to the window, through the window, and then go through a 1,000-watt light and hit a screen? You seen someone do that yet? We did that for fun in a demonstration. Literally built the ledge on camera. That's what I'm talking about. Yep, they don't get excited over stuff like that. That's why I said we gotta derail the gravy train. It needs to be derailed. I don't know who I gotta talk to, who I gotta whatever. I'm gonna make sure that if it ain't this year, it's next year. Something. or how much money I got to sink in to get it done. But I'm going to make sure there's going to be rules and regulations where you just can't sell a screen paint like that. You're going to have to show serious testing before you can get that seal of approval. Because I told you, if it was me in charge of that, having the charge to be able to see whoever who's certified and gets one of those seals, it'd be a rough ride for a lot of you make these products. These are all my pictures of all my demonstrations. Not even half of them. I still got my site demonstrations to put on there too. We're into how many we got? Over 80, 101. Oh my goodness, gonna do 101 pictures. Yeah! You do know when you put pictures into your website that you literally have to go in and put a title and description of each one and a link. So when they click on it, it goes back to your site. I gotta go to the store and pick up some grub. It's Friday, so I think it's Friday. Yeah, no, Thursday is the day. They don't work on. They're not on Friday. So I got Friday and Saturday. I'm doing my hardest to stop working on Sunday. It's a bad habit, I know. I'm a Christian at the end of the day. I'm not supposed to work on Sunday, but I'm a bit of a workaholic, and I try to keep from doing that. I work a lot of hours, but I'm not saying I complain about it. I do love my job, but I gotta stop doing that. I can't work on the Sunday. It's a very day, and think about God is the one that gave me the technology. So some days I mess up because I literally work so many hours sometimes that I literally forget days sometimes. It happens. I literally worked on a birthday one time, and someone called and said happy birthday. I'm like, what the freak are you talking about? I looked up on the calendar. Oh, it is my birthday. I've done this stuff. I even worked on Easter Sunday one time and didn't realize and thought it was Saturday. So I do work a lot of mass hours. So 100 pictures. We got more to go, don't we? Let me see. Image. We got ones we didn't even download yet. We gotta go in and put those in there too. So these are the ones we did. These on site. Where's the ones on site? You know, I'm not going in and saying at the end of the day that you should test everybody. I ask these questions for everybody else and not us. No, you ask us too. Everybody. That's what everybody means. I got somebody snapped on me one time and got upset. Well, we know who he is. I'm not saying his name, but got mad at me and snapped on me because I made that statement when I just sat there and said everybody. These are the ones we did. This was fun. Turning the picture frames. They bought these old picture frames up from the basement. And they were like, can you turn this into a screen? I was like, yeah, we turned it into a screen. But I thought it was going to be with the frame already in and we just basically had to tape it around and paint it in. No, these things were actually work. So I had to pull out the glass. They put these gloves on, pull the glass out, take apart the frames. Frames were interesting. It was kind of like a fixed frame screen, but it was metal. It was pretty interesting to take it apart and put it back together. So I had to rip them all apart, put them all back together again, and then we're going to tape the outlines with frog taping. We're done. That's basically about it. So I got about 7 of these to do. I knocked out 1, but I completed the strip down on 3 of them. And that way they don't have to go out and buy anything brand new. We can utilize everything they got in there with that technology, and they don't have to worry about buying anything brand new because we can turn whatever we want to screens. Let me see. First, just going to check my numbers. 108. No. Did they go in? They should have went in. Hold on. What's going on here? Don't tell me we maxed out a gallery. We got to be able to put more pictures than that in there. It doesn't make any sense. It has to be. Hold on for a minute. I don't know we're good at maxed out a gallery. Let me see. Oh, okay. 3 ones going up top. 1, 2, bottom. All right, we got this one already. We don't need that one, and we don't need that one. Then we just put these in twice. Cause I thought they were coming up at the bottom. They're actually coming up at the top. All right, this one. This is another one. You already did 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's it right there. The sales side. Nobody did max out a gallery. Yeah, pictures you would have to have to max out one of these galleries. It's quite a lot. Let me see. I think the most amount of pictures we have is the Crystal Edge page. We have over 3,000 pictures in there of outside demonstration. That's the big page right there. We direct people there when they want to check out outside demonstrations. Crystal Edge has one of the biggest pages we have there for basically showing all video demonstrations outside. Let's add to this gallery. There we go. No, I'm not just saying you don't ask us. No, you ask everybody these questions. Because what's going to happen is that they know that they have to go in and these questions are going to come to them, that customers are armed with this information. And guess what they have to start doing? They're going to have to get rid of all their old products because none of them are tested. They can't show a date of the product being tested before it was shipped. So all that has to go. And now they're going to have to make a product that's tested. And they're going to have to be good tests because what's going to happen is people are going to sit there and compare their test to our test. Say, okay, well, he did this in this demonstration. You need to do that too, because if you're not, I'm going to go buy his. That's what's going to happen. And that's good. We keep raising the bar. It means they got to keep working harder. And if they keep working harder, they can't cut corners. They'll make better products and people don't get ripped off. What they want me to do at the end of the day is do the same thing they're doing. Oh, stick in a dark environment, expensive projector. Talk about a whole bunch of dumb nonsense on camera about don't make any sense whatsoever. I'm not doing that crap. I couldn't even live with myself. Let me see. Dedicated black CINEMAX. Already flooded Google that fast, that quick. Wow, he's really upset about that. Look at that. Look, I told you. And he's got, oh, we can show you how to do it for free. Sure. Didn't we go through that already? That process? We went through that with the other products, right? He claimed he could do it for free. He messed up several times. That's why I said it's nothing but hatred and jealousy at the end of the day. Sad person at the end of the day, very sad. And by the way, buddy, that's a copyrighted label you just ran over top of right now. So I will be sending this over to the attorneys and we'll be following again. Gee whiz, this guy does not learn nothing at all. That's a copyrighted label. He just basically put his name over top of. This will be coming up in court this summer. We're already taking this fellow to court already for copyright infringements already. And this guy trying and put his name over top one of our copyrighted labels. Gee whiz, dude, don't you learn anything? You're going to get sued for this again. This is another lawsuit that's going to get placed against you. Gee whiz, it's like I said, something's wrong with this guy at the end of the day. It's bad enough he supports racism and all that other crazy nonsense along with him. And he turns around and does dirty stuff like this. That's a copyrighted label he just stuck his name over top of. Dude, you do know that that's not going to the CCB. That's going to civil court. This is going to be requesting jail time for this individual, 5 to 10 years jail time. And he already shows a history of touching copyrights. He's not a very smart person. But that shows you the level of hatred that this person has for us. Because again, we're sitting there minding our own business, making our products, working on this, working on that, and here he comes and say, "Oh, we can make it. We did this already." And I'm not going down this road with you. I think you need the attention. That's what it is. I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know if you're not getting attention from your family or what's going on, but I think you need the attention. And you want me to entertain this? I'm not going to entertain this. I'm going to take a picture of that. I'm going to send it to a lawyer, and I'm going to go back to work. I got things to do. But you can't make our products. We've been through this already. We literally have been through this, last month? Did we go through this last month? We claimed you can make our products. So for those who don't know, and real quick story, this fellow called himself making, I don't know what product it was. He never mentioned it. But again, he failed 2 times. He made it Uh, gray. It came out again gray. We turned around and made it black, made a better version of it, and that's what we use in our demonstrations. Now we call it the copycat black. They came out with some Noor nonsense, that mess, made a better version of it, and then turned around and made 3 great screen paints out of it and knocked them out of the water. We're done on that. This is just, at the end of the day, he needs that attention. But you'll get the attention, don't worry. I'll send it to my attorney. He'll take care of it. Doesn't learn anything. Always upset, always angry. Let me see. Let's go over and where are we going from here? Oh yeah. I need to go in and get dedicated blocks. This right here. So I guess that's gonna be it. Well, he won't be around much longer. His new thing of basically just trying to say, hey, we can make his product. I'm curious, does he remember half of the stuff that he does? Does he ever have any memory of it? Because again, we done this whole path already again. But like I said, I'm not going to entertain it because again, it shows it's sad showing what kind of person he is. And by the way, we still got orders. Doesn't make a difference. You can make those videos all day long. We have contracts that are popping up offline, which means people are going to be buying our products like crazy. And we got people buying our products online. So you can it comes down to one thing. When you see an individual constantly doing stuff like this, they clearly show how much hatred they have for someone and how much jealousy they have. That's what it comes down to. But you don't stop us in the day. You don't take anything off my table. The only person that can take anything off my table is God, and that's it. If the Lord blessed me with this, and this is my design, what he blessed me to have, you can't take it and can't do anything with it. But that's what the devil does. That's his job at the end of the day. Be filled with hatred and to spread hatred. Let's go over here and see. I need to go over to our pictures because we got a ton of pictures to do. Let me see. I'm going to do the first one. Dedicated Black CINEMAX. Black Series Edition. Black Series Edition. What's that? Yeah, right over my copyrighted label. Unbelievable. I'll tell you, when I send this stuff over to my attorney, he just laughs. He can't wait to meet you. He just can't wait to meet you in court. They just can't wait to meet you. And I'll be bringing this when we go to court and this summer for the first copyrights infringement. I will be bringing this before the judge. Let me see. We have Black Series Edition. Oh. I'm going to turn to the side. Get some business mail in there. Talking to someone about an order for a church. Let me see. Oh, no, we don't need all that. We didn't need all that. No. Go back. Thank you. We need all that. I guess he's hoping that the people that we're doing business with will see this and turn us away. No, the people we are doing business with know who you are. They're quite aware of what kind of person you are and what you also represent. So they know who you are. That's why we gave them that crystal clear message. You contact them, they will contact you, and it will not be in the way you think it is. You'll have someone coming to your door to serve you for court. They're not going to play around with you. The person has problems. There's something really wrong with this man. Let's go over to my, and let's bring it up here. Going here. Already going to court already. This guy, like, I never seen anything like it. Never seen anything like it. had to go back into my other account real quick. Oh, okay. Here we have, let me make sure we have the right one popping up. He does not learn anything at all. There we go. So this fellow is already been filed and is going to court for copyright infringements by our company for touching our copyrighted logo. So he's already going to court already. That was already basically submitted to the courts. As a matter of fact, I had to call them and see when our date's coming up for court. So he's already going to court for this stuff. And it's sad that he's like this, but it's something wrong with him. At the end of the day, there's really, really, really something wrong with him. I want to put down, let's see, no. Full of hate all the time. But again, God sees him for what he is, so can't do anything. We're just going to follow through with another lawsuit, that's all. Black Series Edition. And a good thing we can bring that to court, showing the copyrights on it that he did tamper with the label. All right, I'm going to take this whole section here. We're going to do this about 100 times. Whew. Man, this is going to be a lot of work. All right, I got to do a full update on the website. I'm going to leave this here. I do need to leave out and get something, go out and get something for, let me see, for myself and for my cat today. Where are we on there? Dedicated Black CINEMAX. I want to make sure we get a picture of this label here. There we are. Perfect. That's all we need. Right there. All right, people. I'm going to be back. I got to talk about this real quick. And yes, we have to get ready to file another lawsuit. Got to go. Thank you all, and God bless.